And the University of Missouri Board of Curators voted not to accept a task force recommendation to add a sign by the Thomas Jefferson statue on campus.
The vote made just a few hours ago was to decide if MU should follow the task force recommendation for more context on the founding father.
ABC 17's Layla Mitchell is live from the statue after attending that meeting earlier today. And Layla, the board has been discussing what to do with this statue for months.
Deb and Lucas, today I watched as curators came to a tie and then ultimately a 7-1 vote to not add a sign or a QR code to the statue right behind me of the founding father. Now the QR code would be for people to scan and get more information on Thomas Jefferson. The Task Force of Contextualization presented to the UM curators its plan to add 300 words explaining the good and the bad about the founding father.
As part of the charge, the group was to explore ways to contextualize the contributions of the life and legacy of Thomas Jefferson.
The curators were split about whether to add a QR code near the statue for people to scan and read more.
I believe in any way, shape, and form that we can put on a plaque anything that everybody could agree to, that regardless we put on a plaque and we put there, we were going to upset somebody.
4 curators said they were for the idea of putting a QR code on the statue. Julia Burnsick was one of them.
We can do better than that in making something available in furtherance of education.
7 curators voted against the idea of adding a sign next to the statue, arguing they could not decide what information about Thomas Jefferson they would put on it.
It's supposed to be an institution of higher learning where our students and our faculty are capable of making decisions and exploring these things, and I don't know that we need to give them a roadmap or an officially sanctioned view, a university-sanctioned view of what they need to read or consider.
Curator DARRYL M. CHATMAN said he believed they came to the right decision.
You think that there was significant disagreement, it was on display, but I do think we came down with the right decision, so I don't think we necessarily all agreed. In the end, we did reach a majority.
And today I reached out to several activist organizations to hear their take on the decision and have not heard back. I also reached out to the task force for comment, and they told me they have no comment. For now, reporting live in Columbia, Layla Mitchell, ABC 17 News.